So these are all handmade by me, all hand forged. Got a couple dump truck leaf spring knives. Another truck leaf spring knife on a little stand I made. A couple railway spike knives. So this is the first knife I ever forged in my life. About 6 years ago I started. This was the first one forged with coal. Added a twist to it. One full rotation twist. Thought I'd leave some stamping on it. Not bad for a first time. She's straight. Grinded it straight. Still haven't made a stand for it, but eventually. It's heat treated and tempered. So in my oven, it's actual hard blade. So, but it just sits in my room. This guy's just a bigger railway spike knife. Nothing too special. Just something I played with. Little twist I played with. Nothing special at all. I kind of played with some paint. Nothing special. This little guy, it's heat treated and then sealed with beeswax. Nice little blade on it. It's kind of neat little knife. A single twist on it. Something fun. Simple little few hammering, not much work. This guy is kind of a replica of my one buddy's knife, of a hunting knife. Again, sealed with beeswax. This guy is trying, they call it an alligator twist. It didn't work out what I thought. Someday I'll try it again, maybe on just some square bar. Nice little design for a knife though. Usually they're just fun to pound out and play with the shaping of trying to get what you want, how they feel, and it's just a fun things to make. Nothing special. I used to sell them at flea markets and on Facebook once in a while for 25 bucks, or once in a while 35, depending on how much work. I've made them with handles before or not. This guy is tempered and heat treated and then tempered. Kind of neat little design. Just a single twist again. I like the single twists. They look kind of cool. I know my video quality is not the best, but I grind them all by hand. No, I'm just a big old straight handled guy. Again, that's another design from a guy's knife. I like it. They always sit nice in your hand when you get these little bumps in here and get this little ridge here. And if you ever want to make one out of leaf spring or some tool steel or something decent. Another guy I just played with. Real old one I found on a walk. Just for fun. I just make railway spike knives for fun. There's something fun to play with. Used to have a coal forge. Sometimes they're not quite even, as you notice. Used to use a coal forge all the time, but I built my own propane forge. I'll have a video on that sometime. This guy, I don't know, I probably just sealed him in beeswax and wire brushed it up a little bit. Kind of the same design as this guy here. I was just trying to get that design out. I like that design for a nice little blade. Maybe make a nice camping knife or something like that. This guy here is a railway spike. Push dagger. I thought I'd play with it. I've only made 3 daggers in my life, so all railway spikes just for fun. Display items. Mostly I make little stands for them, and this guy was just more practicing and keep it for myself. Add a little twist to it. It's too wide to ever use or anything like that. You'd never want to use nothing like this. It's got no point to it. But it does sit in your hand. It's a little wide and you'll probably break your hand if you ever hit anything. So, good display item. Sit it around. Friends come over, talk about it. This is one of my first little trying to make a handle on a leaf spring knife. Truck leaf spring. It's a hard little blade. Don't have a sharp edge on her yet, but it's got a full tang. And first handle I ever made, so I tried out a broomstick. So kind of worked out not too bad. Gonna fill this up with some glue or something, and I have a little aluminum plate, so I use some aluminum on it. So just fun little projects just to goof around with, practicing, get better and better as time goes. I've sold over 100 railway spike knives, so that's not too bad. I've started on some leaf spring knives. I actually got a couple nicer ones in the shed I've been working on. I just make little stands out of funky stuff I used to find at auctions. A little wrench with a bolt welded to it. Usually I try to drill holes in them and weld them from the behind so you never see a weld. So it kind of boggles people who don't weld. How's that on there? Put a little slot with a grinder and blade sits in there just like that and sits on the shelf as a little talking and something to talk about. Here I got a dump truck leaf spring. Let's use a little bit of beast. A bit bigger than your average blade. Just tried out some rope for the handle here. Not too bad, nothing fancy. Just wrapped it around and around real tight and put a good tight knot right through there so sits nice in your hand, sits comfortable. You can wield it, take it through the bush, chop some brush, gets it out of your way. So here's a fun blade to make. It's a little, maybe overhammered, some guys would say, but I don't know. It's fun. Add some hammer marks just for fun sometimes. Just so you know she's handmade and she's old school crafty. All by hand and a little grinder. This guy, call him the decapitator. Again, I'm not fancy on my handles at all. These are actually my first 2 handles I've ever wrapped up, so I don't know knots or anything, so I don't think she's too shabby. My main concern is try to get her straight and hard. This guy, I go outside chop wood with this guy. She's a 2-hander. The decapitator. Again, heat treated. Stuck it in the oven for a couple of hours. Tempered it. Sealed it with beeswax. Wish my camera was a little bit better. See this beast a little bit better. But yeah, that's few of my toys. I got a few more in the shed I'm working on. Different leaf spring designs, getting nicer designs. I want to start practicing handles, and I talked to a lot more blacksmiths over the 4 years or more now, so that's a good collection. Just something to have sitting around the house to talk about. So we got over 24-inch blade. Carry that uptown.